recently, I decided to give Cockpit a rewatch. During my viewing, I came to the conclusion that something was amiss. The plane crash didn't sit quite right with me. I started to ask myself, why did the plane really crash? Who's really responsible? So, today we're going to find out who really crashed Flight 69. Our main suspects are Steve Rambo, co-pilot Mike, the snarky flight attendant, drunk guy, and Caesar. From watching Cockpit 2, we all know Steve is the one who gets all the blame.
This is all your fucking fault. If you were flying the plane like you should have been instead of getting it up the ass, this wouldn't have been happening.
But I don't think that's entirely fair. Sure, he was busy taking it up the ass when he should have been piloting the plane, but isn't this the exact reason why co-pilots exist? When the captain is otherwise occupied, the co-pilot takes control of the plane. In other words, he's the one in charge. But I will get back to that when we cover Mike. And when the fateful accident occurs, Steve heroically makes his way to the front of a crashing plane, which is no small feat, to try and save it. He of course does not manage to save it, but I'd argue that without his heroic feat, we would not have a Cockpit 2. Though as a captain, he should have had the foresight to keep it in his pants. Not much is known about co-pilot Mike Radcliffe, or George as he's referred to by Steve.
I would like you to meet my co-pilot George.
What we do know is that he gets off entirely scot-free when talking about the crash of Flight 69, aside from possibly dying. As stated previously, when Steve was busy, Mike, being the co-pilot, assumed command of the plane. And what does he do? He gets some Mexican takeout in the form of Eduardo. This makes Mike unfocused on piloting the plane, resulting in him being caught off guard when the drunk guy stumbles in. And sure, Steve did the exact same thing with the stewardess.
Why don't you go stretch your legs for a little while? I'm gonna get off with Michael.
But I'd argue that due to his years of experience from flying all these gay charters, he managed to multitask. While on the other hand, co-pilot Mike can barely even put a blanket over a man. And it's clear from dialogue that this is his first gay charter.
So you're responsible for all the hot cock on this plane?
Rob and I go back a few years. He organizes gay trips, and I always pilot his charter flights.
Drunk guy. There isn't much to say about the drunk guy. He's drunk, very horny, and has to pee.
Where's the bathroom?
He is technically responsible for the plane crashing, as it is his actions that leads to the plane crash.
Hey, this ain't the bathroom!
But that only happens because he was given false information about where the bathroom was located. The snarky flight attendant. The snarky flight attendant, so easily forgotten, may in fact be one of the most suspicious men on this entire list. From his appearance in the film, it's clear that he absolutely despises his job.
Look, don't fuck with me. I don't need you to tell me how to do my job.
And he is in fact the one who leads the drunk guy towards the cockpit when surely he must have known where the bathroom is located, considering he works on the goddamn plane. And one of the first things we see in Cockpit 2?
This is all your fucking fault. If you were flying the plane like you should have been instead of getting it up the ass, this wouldn't have been happening.
A bit quick to place the blame here, aren't ya? Very suspicious, but not everything is adding up here. Caesar. Last we have Caesar, an Arrow Air mechanic who was supposed to fix the lock on the cockpit door. However, it seems the message to do so wasn't relayed.
I don't remember seeing that on the checklist. Hold on a minute.
No, I don't remember seeing that on the list.
almost as if someone intentionally forgot to mention it. This all brings us to my theory of who really crashed the plane. I believe that the snarky flight attendant is the one behind the crash. Let me explain. I believe he interfered with Steve's fix the lock message to ensure that the door to the cockpit would remain unlocked. Step 2. He was very adamant that the drunk guy had to sit in the exact seat, next to an unobtainable guy to ensure his horniness.
Going somewhere?
That is, of course, until everything falls into place. With Steve out of the way and the drunk guy now so full of drinks that he needs to urinate, the flight attendant puts the final piece in its place.
Where's the bathroom? It's that door right up there.
Thus ensuring that Flight 69 goes to hell.